Hey, good morning, class, and welcome back to Lifespan Development. It is week 3. I can't believe I'm saying it. We are almost to the halfway point. Our course is just flying by. Maybe not for some of you, but for me, it feels like we just started yesterday. So happy Sunday, happy Father's Day to anybody in our course who is celebrating, or any members of our course who have family members who are celebrating today. So big shout out to the dads out there. So this is a course about lifespan development. A lot of it's about parents, so it's important to recognize both sides, moms and dads. So welcome back, everyone. Hopefully everyone's having a great week. I just wanted to give you a reminder that the first exam is due tomorrow evening, Monday night at 11:59 p.m. And please don't wait until the last minute to take the exam. The exam will cut off promptly at 11:59 p.m., meaning if you're in the middle of the exam and you are still working on it and it's 11:59, you will be cut off, and the rest of your points, those points will be counted against you. So even if you're waiting till Monday to take it, I would recommend give yourself at least a couple of hours. It's 70 questions, so give yourself enough time. I would really hate for that to happen, because I know all of you are prepared and ready to take the exam. Based on the scores I'm seeing thus far, I'm really excited about your performance. I think y'all are doing great and knocking it out of the park. So far, the discussions have been great. This last week's discussion about Piaget was on point. I don't think I read anybody's discussion and thought, oh, they don't understand Piaget. I think some of you provided a more thorough and detailed explanation, but I felt like overall everybody gets the idea of Piaget. The change that occurs from the cognitive changes that occur throughout our childhood and last for the duration of our lifetime. So a lot of you pointed out the limitations of Piaget's theory. How this is entirely applicable to everybody. Everybody kind of goes through stages at different paces. One knock against Piaget is that he studied his own children to develop this theory. But it still holds up pretty well despite a few holes here and there. But it's still one of the most prominent theories in all of psychology and all of developmental psychology. So, anyways, I really enjoyed reading your reflections and thoughts on Piaget and how they relate to parenting, how they relate to teaching, to working even in the field of nursing. I think some of you tied your discussions into. So I think that it's a lot easier to understand it if you can apply it in what you're learning. So that's kind of recap of last week, and just a reminder about the exam. Really enjoyed your posts so far. This week we don't have an exam, of course. We have an exam about every other week. This week we are moving on into chapter 6 of our textbook, which is socio-emotional development in infancy. This is the chapter where we're going to wrap up infancy. We're going to talk about emotional and personality development, specifically looking at temperament. Temperament is kind of how you adapt and adjust to the world. If you're kind of an easygoing person in the morning, if you wake up and kind of ready to go, that's sort of your temperament, versus someone who has to get up and needs a few cups of coffee. That's their temperament. And so that's something that kind of sticks with us throughout our lifetime. So you're going to read about that. You'll also read about attachment theory. So some of this stuff on attachment theory, if you've taken intro psych, should be very familiar. And then finally, we're going to look at the context in which development takes place in infancy. The primary caregivers during infancy typically are the parents, biological or otherwise, and then this issue of childcare starts coming into play. Children aren't necessarily enrolled in school, but they may be going to daycare or childcare of some sort. So this chapter kind of provides some of the context behind which children are being developed. So read chapter 6. And then once you finish that, you'll want to read chapter 7. And chapter 7 is cool because we're moving out of infancy and into childhood. In fact, we're moving into early childhood. So this is chapter 7 is physical and cognitive development in early childhood. So there's more Piaget. We're moving into Piaget's second stage, pre-operational, where language becomes very important at this stage. During childhood, children are beginning to do a couple of really big things that are, those of you who are parents, those of you who've had children, those of you who had siblings, you got to watch grow up. This is huge. Children begin to learn to talk, and they're moving. They're very mobile. During infancy, it's learning how to move, but during childhood, it's now not only can I can walk, but I can run really fast, and sometimes through the grocery store or other crowded places that drive mom and dad crazy. So This is looking at how children develop physically, how they're continuing to grow. A lot of growth is taking place during childhood. A lot of change is taking place, cognitively speaking. And then it, kind of wraps up with some discussion about children beginning their school years, because childhood is kind of the beginning of this transition from mom and dad being the primary social agent of socialization to the school and friends and peers. So a lot of change and transition is going on during childhood. So with that said, make sure you read chapter 6 and chapter 7. A big emphasis in this chapter, on chapter 7 especially, is on making sure that children are eating right. So I've put up a discussion post based on dietary consumption. I want you to think about your dietary choices now and how they compare to when you were a child and how much they've changed. I can tell you from experience, mine have changed a whole lot. I was a kid who grew up on McDonald's Happy Meals and cheeseburgers and chicken nuggets and things like that. But I've tried to expand that much more as I've gotten older. I feel like I've tried to eat more vegetables and fruits, and I try to cut out sweets and things like that. So I think our diet plays a really big part in our development. So I want you to reflect upon that and reflect on your dietary choices. Now, that discussion post is up. It's due by next Friday. Please make sure you get your initial post in a timely manner by Wednesday, and then comment on 2 posts by Friday. So far, this has been great. It's been working out really well. Your discussion posts have been really rich and thorough and descriptive, and they hit the nail on the head. So I'm really enjoying reading them. Please also be aware, if you have any questions, any concerns, feel free to email me. Feel free to post them on the discussion forum if you'd like. And be aware that we have another exam next week. Exam 2 will cover chapters 5, 6, 7, and 8. So right now we're reading up to 7. Next week we'll have 8. And, I'll open up exam. I'll probably open up exam number 2 maybe next Saturday and give you, from Saturday till like the following Monday. Not that next Monday, but the following. So you'll have quite a bit of time to work on it. So anyways, I'm going to leave you here. I may or may not have the World Cup on behind me, Germany and Mexico. So I'm going to watch that and continue to do some work here at home. But make sure you get exam 1 finished. Please don't miss exam 1. Make sure you read chapters 6 and 7 once you're finished, and then complete the discussion post and be prepared for the following weeks. For week 4, we'll have another exam. So it comes fast, it comes hard, and quick in summer section. So far you guys have been doing great, and I know the rest of the semester is going to work out just as well. So hope everyone has a great day, great Father's Day. I'm actually going to see the Eagles play tonight with my dad. My dad is in town, and we're going to go watch the Eagles in Tulsa. So that'll be a lot of fun. So hope everyone is having a great weekend, great Father's Day. I'll see you all next week. Take care. Bye.